What does 2 and 1 do in command line? I know that the is greater than sign is used for output redirection in the command line, but I'm having trouble finding something that explains the use of 2 and 1 in the command line. For example,
the 1 denotes standard output stout. The 2 denotes standard error stare. So 2 and 1 says to send standard error to wherever standard output is being redirected as well. Which, since it's being sent to /dev/null, is akin to ignoring any output at all.
TLDR. Fetch http://www.google.com in the background and discard both the stout and stare. Curl this URL /dev/null2 and amp1 and amp is the same as curl this URL /dev/null2 /dev/null and amp. Basics. 0, 1, and 2 represent the standard file descriptors in POSIX operating systems. A file descriptor is a system reference to, basically, a file or socket. 0 stin, 1 stout, 2 stare. Creating a new file descriptor in C can look something like this. Most Unix system commands take some input and output the result to the terminal. Curl will fetch whatever is at the specified URL, google.com, and display the result to stout. Redirection, like you said, is lower than and is greater than are used to redirect the output from a command to somewhere else, like a file. For example, in ls is greater than my files, txt, ls gets the current directory's contents and is greater than redirects its output to my files, txt. If the file doesn't exist, it is created, otherwise overwritten, but you can use, instead of is greater than to append to the file instead. If you run the command above, you will notice nothing is displayed to the terminal. That usually means success in Unix systems. To check this cat my files, txt to display the file contents to the screen. /dev/null2 and 1. The first part is greater than /dev/null redirects the stout, that is curl's output to /dev/null, more on this ahead, and 2 and 1 redirects the stare to the stout, which was just redirected to /dev/null, so everything will be sent to /dev/null. The left side of 2 and 1 tells you what will be redirected, and the right side tells you where to. The and is used on the right side to distinguish stout, 1 or stare, 2, from files named 1 or 2. So, 2, 1 would end up creating a new file, if it doesn't exist already, named 1, and dump the stare result in there. /dev/null. /dev/null is an empty file, a mechanism used to discard everything written to it. So, curl http://www.google.com is greater than /dev/null is effectively suppressing curl's output. But why is there some stuff still displayed on the terminal? This is not curl's regular output, but data sent to the stare, used here for displaying progress and diagnostic information, and not just errors. Curl http://www.google.com is greater than /dev/null2, and 1 ignores both curl's output and curl's progress information. The result is nothing is displayed on the terminal. Finally, the and at the end is how you tell the shell to run the command as a job in the background. This causes the prompt to return immediately while the command is run asynchronously behind the scenes. To see the current jobs, type jobs in your terminal. Note this is different from the processes running in your system. To see those, type top in the terminal. References. When to use stare instead of stout. Unix, shell input, output redirections. Standard input and output redirection.
2 refers to stare. 2 and 1 will send stare to the same location as 1 and stout.
My understand as follow. If you only want to read the output and error information of the command on the screen, then just write curl http://www.google.com. And sometimes you want to save the output information to a file instead of terminal screen for later review, then you can write curl http://www.google.com is greater than log file. But in this way, the str information will be omitted, since it's greater than only redirect the stout to log file. So if you care about the error information of the command once it failed to execute, then you need to combine stout with str by using 2 and 1, which means fold str into stout, so the following command line can be written. curl http://www.google.com is greater than log file 2 and 1.